Welcome to the structural analysis to video lecture. So in the previous video, there was an introduction to degree of kinematic indeterminacy and also generalized coordinate system, and in that about flexibility matrix approach and also stiffness matrix approach were discussed in a small manner. So recalling the important point, as in the matrix method of analysis, force means forces as well as moments, whereas displacement means deflection as well as rotation. So coming to the flexibility matrix, if the structure has n number of coordinates, its displacement response to the forces is represented by delta is equal to delta 11, delta 12 and delta 1n, delta 21, 22 and 2n, delta n1, delta n2 and delta nn. This delta represents the displacement response to the forces. So due to force, there will be a displacement, and that is shown in the form of a matrix in flexibility method, that is flexibility matrix. So the element delta ij of a flexibility matrix is the displacement at coordinate due to force at coordinate j. The element delta ij, I and j, that is 1 and 1 or n and 2n and 2. So the first thing is I and the second one is j, and I is due to the force at the coordinate j. Okay, so this is I means it is the displacement at coordinate I due to the force at coordinate j. So this is understood while solving the problem. Hence delta I into Pi is the displacement I due to the force Pi. This is what. So the multiplication of the displacement and Pi gives the displacement at I due to the force Pi. So in order to generate the jth column, a unit force is applied at coordinate j, like in influence line diagram. Here we are also applying a unit force at coordinate j, and the displacement at all the coordinates are determined. Okay, so we are determining the displacement at all the coordinates in flexibility matrix approach, right? So to develop the entire flexibility matrix, unit force should be applied successively at all the coordinates 1, 2, 3 and n. How many number of coordinates are there, depending on that, whether it may be a simple beam or a portal frame. And coming to stiffness matrix, if a structure is having n coordinates, that stiffness k is called as stiffness, that we already know in moment distribution method. In the same manner, k11, k12, k1n and k21, k22, k2n, kn1 until knn, in this type of matrix is written. This is known as a stiffness matrix, and there is a small difference that is shown here. So the element Kij is the force at I due to unit displacement at coordinate j, whereas in flexibility matrix, delta Ij is displacement due to the force, and here Kij is force due to the displacement. This is opposite to one another. This flexibility matrix and stiffness matrix are opposite to one another. I repeat again, delta Ij, whatever may be a small number or element in a matrix that is the displacement at coordinate I due to a force. Displacement due to force in stiffness matrix, force due to unit displacement. It is exactly opposite. Two methods are there in matrix method of approaches. One is opposite to another, and depending on our interest and request, we are going to solve the problems in any of that method. Here, Kii and delta I is a force developed at coordinate I due to the displacement delta I at I. So if you observe the second point here and here, delta II and Pi is displacement at I due to force Pi, and Ki delta I is a force developed at coordinate I due to displacement delta I at I. So to develop a stiffness matrix, unit displacement should be given successively in all coordinates and the forces developed are computed. So the method is similar, but that is force due to displacement and this is displacement due to force, like that. And as there is a small similarity, there is a relationship between flexibility and stiffness matrices. So how? So if you write the given matrix as an equation, so this is what we observe. Delta 1 is equal to delta 1 1 P1 plus delta 1 2 P2 so on plus delta 1 n Pn. Similarly, delta n is equal to delta n1 P1. So the displacement is the summation of all these things. This one, this one, this one, as discussed just now in the video. So if you write that into a matrix form, we get in this manner. This is column, single column matrix, and this would be a square matrix, and this is one more single column matrix. And delta is equal to delta into P. That is the summation of delta matrix and load matrix P. Similarly, if we write from the definition of stiffness matrix, if we write all this in the form of an equation, we get P1, P2 and Pn as these things, and if we write these in the form of a matrix, we get 3 column matrices, 2 column matrices and 1 square matrix mostly, and we get P is equal to K into D. Matrix of P is equal to matrix of K into D, stiffness and displacement, and substituting that delta in other equation number 1, substituting this delta in this flexibility matrix thing, and we get P is equal to K into delta into P. So that P and P we can write it as I, where I is nothing but it is the identity matrix. I is the identity matrix. So this I comes from this P and pi, these two P's. Delta B divided by delta P, that is not divided. This is it's not similar to equations. Matrix basics must be aware of the basic matrix principles by all the students, and that P inverse P will be an identity matrix and K into delta. So where I is the identity matrix. So in other words, the flexibility and stiffness matrices are inverse of each other, and by this we can say that the relationship between flexibility and stiffness matrices as I is equal to K into delta. So after the problem is solved, we have to multiply both stiffness and flexibility matrices, and we have to get the product as I, then the check is said to be completed. So finally we can say that the flexibility matrices and stiffness matrices are inverse to each other, So this is what regarding the flexibility and stiffness matrix. So in the upcoming videos, let's have numerical problems by using flexibility and stiffness matrix based on the syllabus given by the university. So that's all regarding this. Thank you for listening to this video.